Hey, y'all, I'm Bryant Young.
And Derek Chaney.
Here with the Decent Dads podcast. We had a fun episode tonight.
Yeah, we did. One of my good buddies, Austin Stiles.
Yeah.
I know you've known Austin for a little while too.
Prolific dad of three. I think he's had the most kids of any of our guests.
Yeah, he has.
He has.
Yeah,
and three little boys, so he's not had any fun at all.
Yeah, we had the whole middle child discussion, and we haven't had that with any of our other guests yet. So we
also talked the trials and tribulations of having little boys, particularly when you've got three of them. So right. We had a blast there, but I think folks are really going to enjoy this one. So is there anything else you can think of before we get out of here?
I don't think so.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
All right, well, let's get this thing going. Decent Dads podcast. Here we go. Good evening, folks, and welcome back to the Decent Dads podcast. We're here to tell dad jokes, drink coffee, build a community of dads navigating fatherhood together. I'm Bryant Young, fearless leader, co-host, girl dad, and your friendly local insurance agent based out of Springfield, Missouri. And now, before we get started on today's episode, please help me welcome, he's a 6'3" sophomore shooting guard from small town Missouri. He wishes he was a first-team All-American, but instead, he's the coolest co-host with the most, a fantastic father of two, and the home loan expert. Folks, put your hands together and welcome the incomparable Mr. Derek Chaney. How are you, Derek?
Doing good. You know, it's a good day for a good day, boys.
It's a good day.
You know?
Amen. Love that.
Business-wise, mortgage rates are down today, so so that's a good thing.
Love that even more.
I got my hoppy coffee here,
yeah.
So that makes it a good day. But you know what else makes it a good day? We got a great guest on the show
Austin
today.
Stiles is here, baby.
Yeah, Mr. Austin Stiles.
I don't know about that, fellas.
So
we're gonna have a good one.
Yeah. So Bryant, I know you've known Austin probably the past couple years.
Yeah,
or so.
met Austin a couple years ago.
Long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Come to think of it, yeah.
Austin, I think we've known each other for probably 7 years now. I think we both kind of got in the real estate game about the same time and just immediately made that connection. You were a neighbor of mine for about 5 seconds.
That is correct as well.
Good story there.
Well, you heard he was moving in, and you said, "See ya."
Yeah, we said we're out.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, no.
But trash is moving into the neighborhood. Yeah. We're getting out of here.
Yeah, right. But no. Austin. Obviously, we know you fairly well.
Yeah.
Some of our guests probably do not. So if you will, tell us who you are. What you do. Give us your dad resume. How many kids you got. What are their ages. Which one's your favorite. Just kind of go from there.
Which one's my favorite?
You're the first person to acknowledge that question.
Finally.
We've been asking that for 6 episodes, and you're the first person to acknowledge it.
We'll hit that.
Good. That's what I want to know.
Yeah. So my name's Austin Stiles. I have been in real estate for almost 8 years. Started in 2015. I own a team here in Springfield. We rock and roll. We have a good time. We have fun. Derek and I work pretty closely together. Sometimes Bryant and I get to work together too.
Yes, we do.
That's good too.
Yeah,
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Rarely do I get the opportunity to send an insurance person, but hey, I'm in on that when I can.
Yeah, exactly. We appreciate that.
And you appreciate it. Absolutely. I am a dad to 3. I have a almost 5-year-old Graham, a 3-year-old Carter, and a 9-month-old Tucker.
I love it.
Life is nuts at my house. So yeah,
sure.
I did live next to Derek for all of 5 minutes. Then we decided to sell our big home. I say big home. We had like 4,000 square feet.
Yeah, a lot of house.
Walkout basement, 5 bedrooms. We had 3 kids. This was perfect.
Yeah,
right.
What did we do? We sold it to move into one of our rentals that was a 3-bed, 1-bath. 1-car garage.
Quarter of the size.
It's 1,100 square feet.
Sure.
1 toilet. Life is crazy.
And all those little boys.
Yeah, I've got boys. I've got 3 boys. So, hey, we're living it day by day.
Yeah.
Day by day. It's an adventure every day.
Well, and Emily puts up with all of you.
Unfortunately, she does. Yeah.
She's a saint for doing that.
She's more than a saint. She's like Superwoman. It's insane to watch what she can do with 3 little boys who are everywhere.
Sure. Oh,
everywhere.
Can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Well, and you don't have any energy at all either, so I can't imagine that any of that translated
absolutely
to
not.
If you can't tell by now, he has zero energy.
I have zero energy.
And also no caffeine today. I'm kidding.
I've probably had 4 or 5 cups of coffee today.
Right before I walked in.
Yeah, right before I got here.
Yeah, and 6 right here.
Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned you've got 3 little boys, all 5 and under, inevitably you're going to have tantrums. Some of the things that we've got 3 things that we do every week, and one of them is tantrum of the week. A lot of times it's tantrum of the day, particularly when you got 3 of them. What is your big tantrum this week? What have you dealt with? What's the funny one that you've had?
I think I've had them all. I think we've had them all. The one that comes to mind right now is Carter not wanting to wash his hands after he goes to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Right?
Little wrench, slap.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's simple, but you
it's
think
overrated.
You think it's simple. He's 3.
I get it, Carter.
He's 3. He's my middle child. It's not as easy as you think. I have to go, all right, Carter, I'm going to give you to the count of 3. And he's bawling, just wailing. What? And then he does, and he's super happy about it. I'm like, why are we throwing a tantrum over something you're like, I enjoy this. This is crazy.
Right?
I totally get it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, as a adult that definitely washes my hands every time, it's really important that you do that.
Yeah.
Six
it's
out
very
of 10
important.
times every time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Flush and wash and be on your way. I mean, that's a song we sing. Flush and wash and be on your way.
Well, as
Don't
long as
forget
you've
to
got
wash.
you've got a little song to go with it, that's perfect.
Yeah.
It's all about that mnemonic, remembering, teaching tools, all that kind of stuff. What about you? Do you have any tantrums this week?
Honestly, it was a really good week this week. But we did have a few. Used to. Liam loved bath time. Looked forward to it. Played with the toys. Loved the water. Splashed around in there. Him and Brody take a bath together now, so they'd play in there. For whatever reason, this week, Liam is anti-bath.
Changed his mind, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Been there.
As soon as we walk into the bathroom, we start losing it, throwing a fit. Taking the clothes off is about a joke. Tonight, actually, he went and hid between the little area right next to the toilet, trying to get away from us, so we couldn't pick him up.
You can't see me when I'm over here.
To put him in the bathtub, and then finally we get him in the bathtub, and we're like, dude, hey, we're just going to clean you real quick, and then you can be out. Well, he just stands in the bathtub and just cries the whole time.
Oh, buddy.
So we throw some water on him, throw some soap on him, and then yank him out. And he's out. Yeah, he's out of there in probably less than 5 minutes. However, Brody loves it because Brody's still in that phase where he loves bath time. So he's like, oh man, I got this big old bath and all the toys all to myself. He's like, this is great. He's like, keep hating bath time. Brother.
Yeah, that's good. You go play around behind the toilet. I'm gonna go jump in the tub. That sounds way more fun.
Yeah, but
ours has been almost non-existent this week.
A good week.
It's been.
Oh my gosh.
We went from Elsie being like super sick last week to now. You can just tell that she feels so much better because she's just bouncing off the wall. We too have a lot of energy in our house, and that has translated to our daughter.
Never.
So Elsie had picture day this week, and Liv has taken it upon herself. They will ask for one toy to go to picture day so that you can take a picture with the toy.
Oh, okay.
And Liv will never send a normal teddy bear with Elsie.
She sent?
The first time she sent 3 bags of veggie straws because Elsie loves veggie straws, and so her first school pictures are Elsie with a bunch of veggie straws.
That's hilarious. I need to see that picture.
This time it was a Target shopping cart. She has a little kid-sized Target shopping cart. Liv cracks me up. Yeah. So, but we had a whole outfit set out for her. She refused. I mean, just screamed and yelled and stripped it off. And so we get to school, and she's so happy and so excited when she's at home. And then we just got the proofs back from the pictures.
Oh, no.
And every single one of them.
Been there. Yeah.
How's the shopping cart look, though?
And it's hilarious because she's got her little shopping cart, but she's just going.
She's not happy to be at Target.
She looks like
she's not a Target shopper.
No, she looks like a grumpy ass teenager, but she is 18 months old. It makes
zero
sense.
Get used to it, Dad.
Bless your heart. I don't know what that's like, but teenage years will be hard for you.
Yes. One of the things that we talked about last week was that little girls will break your heart and little boys will break your shit. Yeah. So you're going to have a house full of broken shit, and I'm going to have a broken heart. So it's just, part of it.
Yeah.
I'm way outnumbered, by the way. Little boys to one little girl. It's going to be a real problem.
Yeah.
The 5-on-3 over here. We're getting beat up.
But 5-on-3. Yeah, that's Yeah, well, maybe the next one will be a boy.
We'll see. I mean, my wife's got to let me. My wife's going to let me within 100 feet of her before that happens.
Yeah. But no,
join the club.
I know, right?
Yeah, right. But Austin, you've been dadding longer than either one of us, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you have some good dad advice, or maybe a dad hack or two that you can probably throw out there. Throw us a bone and help us young dads out over here.
I mean, I've been dadding so long, I feel like it's rinse and repeat at this point. So dad advice. I don't know that I can give it one specific thing. I think if we're talking about like potty training, man, you just let that thing happen. You don't force that. You don't force it. You have more messes if you try and force that.
Interesting.
Yeah. If you force it, you will have more accidents.
Sure.
You will have more problems getting on the potty.
Okay.
And so
keeping it in the potty.
Keeping it in the potty.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for boys.
Well, and I understand that it's two drastically different experiences.
It's two very different.
One of them standing up and the other one is very much not. So.
Well, at some point, we've always started our boys sitting down,
which makes sense.
Yeah, just it's easier.
There you go. There's your dad hack, folks.
It's everywhere. It is everywhere.
Well,
so yeah,
I'm
if
34. It's still everywhere.
It is. Dad hack is start your boys sitting down. It'll save your floors. I tell you.
Save your floors.
Yeah.
I love that. Mine this week is everything is figure-outable. I heard that. Figure-outable.
I'm going to have to look that one up in the dictionary.
Well, it was one of those deals where when we first started getting our house ready for having kids, and then also obviously when Elsie got here, and then we moved to the new place, I would consider myself a pretty handy person, whether it's building stuff or doing electrical stuff or doing a little bit of plumbing stuff, but I didn't, or laying tile or doing any of that kind of stuff. I didn't really know how to do any of that. I just kind of rolled my sleeves up and went and did it.
Figured it out.
Yeah, nothing in life is that complicated.
That's a true dad, though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right
and
there,
that's what I'm going as. Like, nothing in life is that
complicated.
complicated.
You was ready to be a dad.
It's like,
right
let's
there.
go. It's like, read books, look at the internet. YouTube has everything. Everything you could ever want to learn is on YouTube. There are entire YouTube channels dedicated to people who maybe they didn't have a father, or their father wasn't around, and it's teaching dad things to the people that don't have dads.
Yeah.
And so I'm a firm believer in everything is figure-outable. You just got to roll your sleeves up and go do it. And I think that translates to having kids. None of us have... There is no playbook that works for every single child.
No.
I mean, every kid is going to be different, whether it's little girls, little boys, anything in between, this age, that age, younger, older, whatever. Everything is going to be different from kid to kid. And so it's just roll your sleeves up, do the work, do the research, and just everything's figure-outable. So don't just try, just do.
Yeah.
Don't freak out about
Fail
it.
it.
Yeah.
Forward.
Yeah.
There you go.
YouTube and Google are such good, resources.
Oh my God. Yeah, 100%.
We'll call them for parents and really for anything.
It's that. I mean, Dr. Google, my brother is a doctor, and he gets mad at me because I will Google something, and that's what he calls WebMD, is Dr. Google.
Oh, okay.
This is that's everything you read first says I'm dying.
Yep.
I have cancer.
24 hours to live.
You have 24 hours to live.
Good luck.
So fair. I will say, everything except for medicine is figure-outable. I think you should still call a doctor if you need that. Don't go to WebMD. I don't think that's a good idea. What do you have? What do you got this week?
So, instead of a dad hack, I actually wanted to ask you guys for some dad advice and see what you would do in this situation. It's something pretty simple, nothing too crazy here, but we're actually going on a family trip here in a couple weeks. And we're driving, not flying. It's going to be 10, probably 11 hours, maybe 12. If you count.
Brave soul.
12's a long trip.
If you count stops, maybe 12 hours. But yeah, so we're driving down there, and me and Allie were having the conversation like, hey, do we drive straight through the night so the boys sleep the whole time? Mm-hmm. Do we split it up, drive half one day, stay the night somewhere, drive half the next day? Or do we just wake up early one day, drive down there the whole day, and then we're there that night?
Take lots of breaks. And
what would you guys do in that situation?
Have you done any long road trips like that? Anything along those lines?
So the farthest we've gone is 6 hours.
So mine's only 4. So I don't have a lot of... we're talking 2x, 3x my trip, 2x his.
But...
if you did.
As a kid, I think it depends on what you can do, though. Right?
Yeah.
Can you drive overnight? Are you good?
Yeah.
Because if you are, that's the option.
Sure, that's
hands down.
So he and I are in agreement.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you can stay up and you can get the kids to sleep, and it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours in the dark with the kids in the car, do it.
Yeah. See, and that's kind of that's where I was leaning at first. But then, I'm kind of worried. Like, I think Brody will sleep fine because he's still in the little car seat, so he's all snug in there. But Liam, he's facing forward, and his seat's not really near as reclined as what it used to be.
Sure,
so
that's fair.
I'm worried he might not sleep that well, and then it's like
your kids don't sleep like this.
Yeah, exactly right.
My kids sleep like that.
No, seriously, like Liam, like if he's sleeping in the car and his head falls forward, he like wakes up and then falls back to sleep. But
so that might be worth the conversation then, because I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
part.
so I think me and Allie, we're still obviously debating on which way we want to go, but we're almost leaning towards driving through the day, downloading lots of movies on the iPad.
Yeah.
But making a few stops here and there so that the boys can get out and kind of run around and maybe wear themselves out and take another long nap and get down there. And then that way it doesn't really mess with their sleep schedule.
Are you guys going to take the vehicle with bucket seats in the back or the vehicle with bench seats across the back?
Bucket seats.
Okay. I was going to say, if you could take the one with the bench seats, then you could put you or Allie between them, and that might help entertain them for a little while too. Because that's the only thing that we figured out, particularly, you guys have older kids than I do, and so I'm talking about distracting a baby to toddler, whereas not people that speak English or anything at this point. But I was driving Miss Daisy quite a bit, where like Liv and Elsie were in the back seat, and I was chauffeuring out front, and it was ooh, look at this toy, ooh, look at this snack, ooh, look at this milk, ooh, look at this phone, whatever we could do to distract her. But it was a 4-hour car ride, so it was probably more for Liv and I's benefit than it was Elsie. She probably would have been fine.
Yeah,
but we were just freaking out about it.
Yeah, and which we took a long road trip with Liam when he was, he was 8 or 10 months old.
Nice.
And it was 12
How far
hours.
was it?
It was 12 hours.
Brave souls.
Yeah, my gosh.
But
starting hard.
But we drove all through the night. And so again, he was in the little car seat, reclined, so he slept basically the whole time. So that was great. But
cool.
I just don't think that's going to work.
So what if? So just apologize for interrupting.
Ahead.
So what if you started? Right, you put him to bed, in his bed.
That's not going to work.
And wake him up? Is that a problem? I don't know how you my kids would just fall right back asleep.
That's their thing.
My middle child will sleep anywhere, any position, any way, anyhow.
Hang him by his toes.
If he
He'll
picked
just out
up
the
anything
window
from his mother, he is sleeping and
That's
just
awesome.
sleeping anyway.
See, not Liam. Liam sleeps very good in his bed.
Got it.
Anywhere outside his bed,
Then I'd probably do
not
the day
so
trip.
much.
I'd do the day trip.
That sounds
extend the trip. Go an extra day.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
And maybe scout out between here and there, whether it's
find some good stops.
truck stops or
Playground,
the
something like
world's
that, yeah.
largest
banana.
bananas.
Fork,
Fork. That's here. World largest fork is in
short trip.
Springfield. World largest rocking chair or whatever it is. Ball of yarn, so that they can have something.
Be that tourist family.
Well, I married my wife partially because she is such a giant tourist everywhere we go. So I understand that.
Do you go through or near Tulsa?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I would stop at the gathering tree or gathering place, whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah, that
park.
big park down there.
Tell me more about this. I don't know about that.
Oh, when your kid gets older, you need to go to Tulsa.
Is that the winner?
Oh man, it's free.
Okay.
Number one, it's free.
Yeah, we like free.
Number two, it's like hundreds of acres of park.
Oh,
right?
sweet.
Tulsa did it right as far as parks go.
And it's
the
a
rest
public
of it,
park?
I don't know about that. But
the rest
park,
of Tulsa.
Yeah.
The entire city kind of sucks. Other than that.
But the park itself is incredible. It's got everything from swing sets, jungle gyms, to big tree houses that you can climb up and have big slides,
That's
to even a little water park place.
Oh, nice.
It's incredible. So if you have an opportunity, I don't know, how far is Tulsa from here? 3.5 hours?
Under
they can
3.
Make 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
That's your stop.
Sure.
That's what I would do.
Well, there's winter.
I'd stop one.
You can take them to the
Stop
only
one.
place I've been in Tulsa, which is the Hard Rock Casino.
Yeah,
I think that would
love
be.
that.
Think they would like that. I don't know. That's the
Red
only
or black?
place.
What are we betting on?
Oh, I don't gamble. I was just there
okay.
for an
Just
insurance
go.
meeting.
Okay.
I was just there for an insurance company meeting. That's
Yes.
all. No, I am just. I was not raised in a gambling family. We gamble on the golf course, and that's kind of the only place we gamble. And it's like $2 at a time.
Right,
I'm so bad at.
I'm cheap. I don't do
and
it.
I think that's my
what
thing
it
is that I'm just I'm cheap, and I look at that as like I find no entertainment out of it. I just find like loss and anxiety out of like I want to put $25 on black. It's like, well, fuck, that's like a lot of food.
That's
Or
right.
like
That's a part of a meal?
Yeah, well, I mean, let's go. Well, Taco Bell, like that's a full Taco Bell meal for me.
For one.
No, for me. I didn't say
That's
for
what I said,
anybody
for
else.
one.
We're talking for Bryant. That's hilarious. So full disclosure, when we are bringing guests onto the podcast, we send them a quick little note that says, hey, give us a teaser for a handful of stories that you think might be funny or that you think you might want to tell. And the one that I wanted to hear most from you, I could not think of a lead into it that was natural.
Let's just do it. Let's go.
So I'm just going to say, can you tell me the penis story?
Let's
Okay.
talk about penises.
All right, so
Let's talk about penises.
here's the deal.
I didn't have a lead in for that one. I don't know how to do it.
I tried and tried.
There's no lead into that. When you have 3 boys, it's just penis central. I mean, it just
for
is,
sure.
right? They find it and it's there,
Yep.
right?
It's the new toy.
Yeah, yeah. It's the new toy. I mean, you don't need anything else, right? I look at Emily all the
You
time.
don't have a boy, so you don't
You don't
understand.
understand.
No.
At some point, you will understand, and you'll go, I finally understand what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Because you can't remember this far back. Like,
No,
I don't remember.
I can't remember like a month ago.
Right.
I don't remember what I had for breakfast. Okay, so Graham, my oldest, sweetest kid in the world. I mean, just sweet.
Yeah.
Right? Wholehearted. For the longest time, had been biting his nails and doing all this stuff. And so what we had been telling him was, hey, put your hands down. Put your hands down. Not mess with it. Okay? So I'm thinking like hands by your side.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Hands by your side. Well, no. What he's done is every time you see him, he's got his hands in his pants messing with his penis. And at our house, we call a penis.
Yeah.
Because a penis is a penis.
Yeah, you
Right,
got to call
right,
it by. Yeah, I'm a firm
it
believer,
just-
and you
it
got to
just
call
is
it
what
by
it is.
its medical name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's a thing in my
it just
family
is.
growing up too.
When you have all of the same sex, it's a penis.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just wouldn't believe how many times I have to tell him, hey, take your hands off your penis. Stop touching your penis. I mean, it's incredible. Like, he's 4.
I was going to say, and he's
Like,
4 years old.
I'm
right?
thinking teenage years are going to be rough.
Yeah.
Rough. They're going to be hard. If we don't figure this out now.
Phrasing.
Oh, yeah. Pun intended.
This is gonna be hard. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so, I mean, you walk out to the living room. He's sitting on the couch, just leaned back, hand in his
Hand
pants,
down the pants.
hand down his pants. And sometimes he'll pull his pants down, pull his junk out, and just messing with it, just straight messing with it.
I'm so glad I don't have to think about that.
Oh man, it is.
Well, I'm gonna have to think about
You're gonna have
it.
to
But
think about it.
It's like one of those
It's a different
things.
kind of think about.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have to experience this at this point.
Right.
Right. So I mean, that's the life we live right now. It's just straight penises.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So we're taking family photos. So the story goes like this: we are taking photos with our photographer. He's been with us since we took our engagement photos.
So this is a guy photographer.
He's a friend of ours. It's a guy and a girl. It's husband and wife.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I mean, they're good friends of ours. I mean, it's just been we've had a good long relationship.
Sure.
We've seen each other through some crazy crap.
Nice.
We're taking photos, and Graham, I mean, just bless his heart, just continually puts his hands down his pants. And I don't know, are you going to show?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a couple videos.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one you're going to show.
So what I will probably do is actually cut these into the edit, and I'll just put it like on the side, and it's actually the video that you sent us.
progression.
With your commentary, because I think
That's
equally
my
as
photographer's commentary. That's not mine. That's
Oh,
my
really?
photographer's commentary.
I
That's
was
funny.
convinced that was you.
That sounded a lot like you. Yeah.
No, it's not me.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's
we're
not
gonna
me.
put it right
Yeah, no, this
here.
I had to send this to you in video format. Everybody looks so adorable, and then wow. Here's the progression of discovering his hand is in his pants. Mom pulls his hand out. He laughs about it, and then it goes right back in.
The best part of it is that we received this video like, hey, he's editing these photos going, I have
Oh
to
my
show
gosh,
you this.
it makes it so much funnier
Oh
that
my
it was
gosh.
somebody
You're
besides
right.
you
It was not
making those
me.
comments.
It wasn't me.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
that's
it's
my
so
favorite.
funny. So, I mean, you're looking at these photos, and some of them are me and Graham and Carter and Tucker. Graham is at the end. Carter is all smiles.
So being a good boy.
He was born to be the middle child.
Yeah.
Just big old grin.
I love it.
Tucker, 9 months old.
Right.
And then you got
Where's
Graham
my
on the
food?
side. I mean, Graham's on the side, hand in his pants,
Just happy as can be.
happy as can be, just living the dream.
You know what? The kid knows what he likes.
He knows what he likes.
And he knows what makes him happy and what makes him excited.
Yeah. But explaining that to a child, like, hey, that's not an appropriate.
Yeah, how do you explain inappropriate to a kid who
It's a great question.
is too young to know what the word
they
appropriate
don't know.
That's
means?
not something. What we use is, hey, that's not something that we do.
Yeah, there you go. That
Our
makes sense.
family doesn't do that.
Yeah, okay.
Our
That
family
seems
doesn't- we don't-
perfectly reasonable.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the only way you can describe inappropriate
Sure.
to a child who's like inappropriate. That's a
Right.
big
What is-
word. I don't.
right.
I have no idea.
I don't know what that means.
I have no idea.
Oh God, that's
Yeah.
so
So how's that go whenever you say, that's not something we do? What? Does
No,
he
it's
stop
not
doing
that
it?
anymore. It's Graham. Stop touching your penis.
We've
Yeah.
escalated.
Yeah. It's
No,
just-
we're over that. We're well past
So-
that.
past the
okay.
explanation.
Yeah.
It's just instructions.
Yeah,
at this point.
it's
Stop.
direction. It's Graham. Stop
Graham,
touching your
please
penis.
stop. You're embarrassing me.
Yeah, please stop.
It was funny to hear you say though that like you guys use the anatomical name for things because that was the way I was raised as
Yeah.
well. You know, like I had buddies
That's not
that
how
it
I
was
was
your
raised, though.
So it was
Oh,
your,
really?
it was your
Yeah.
willy, it was your wiener, it was something like
Privates.
that.
Private
but
parts,
privates.
yep.
But I was raised that we used the word penis, and my super like churchgoer conservative grandmother, my dad's mom, had to. She was mortified. I mean, just pearl clutching, just the worst thing in the world that her little
cannot believe you
grandbaby
just said that.
Her like oldest grandbaby was saying the word penis. I can't even believe. That might as well have been a curse word. And she, like, my grandma got mad at my mom and like. It's one of the
can you let your
more
children
like
say that?
angry things that my grandmother had ever. One of the most angry interactions my mom and grandmother ever had was me saying the word penis. I have to go pee with my penis or something like that. And this is also, ironically enough, the grandmother that taught me the art of the country pee. Are you familiar with the term of country pee?
I mean, I'm just thinking that you're just peeing outside.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, that's all my
So-
boys do anymore. Is they just pee outside.
Well, so I'm 34 years old, and I would still rather pee outdoors than I would indoors. I'm
fair.
a firm believer that
more
trees,
masculine.
exactly,
Absolutely.
trees need to be watered. And
accepting.
Exactly.
Accepting, for sure.
But my grandparents had a house out on 205 when I was a kid, and they had
Okay.
like 5 acres,
What
and it
part
was
of
like
205?
It was like a Chestnut and 205 ish.
Okay.
Yeah, so
North
there's-
side, north side.
Yeah, so there's like a handful of like little farmhouses in a row, and my dad grew up in one of them,
Real estate
and his grandpa and
Yeah,
his
sorry.
grandpa lived directly next door. So my dad grew up right next door to his grandpa, but they still lived in that house when I was a kid, and we would go out there. And my grandmother got tired of me peeing all over the floor as a little boy, and so started sending me outside to
should've
have
sat
a
down first.
country pee.
Till you figure it
Obviously,
out.
we
I'm
should
just
have
telling
learned
you.
Austin's strategeries here.
Yeah.
But she sent me outside for a country pee, and I am 34 years old and will still go water the plants.
Yeah, the unfortunate part
in
to
the
that
dark.
is that my kids will go off at the front porch, and we live in a neighborhood like
Right.
fairly,
Like you live in the middle of town.
yeah, in the middle of town at this point, right? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But I do want to say, you can. There's one more video, and I don't know if you'll show that one, but we're taking photos. He puts his hand. It's a progression of he's putting his hand. We discover he's putting his hand in. We tell him not to. He pulls it out, and then as soon as we look back at the camera, he's got it back in.
That one kills me.
Back
That
in.
was so
It's
funny.
like, no. I listened because I pulled it out.
No, it's almost like Pavlovic. It's like this is just my spot. Every time mom and dad aren't looking, my hand goes there.
So it makes
this
me
is,
comfortable.
This is home base.
Home.
I actually grew up in the country, and I have yet to hear the term. What'd you say? Country
Country pee.
Country
Come on.
pee.
Well, that's probably because the city people called
Yeah, I
it
mean,
a country
right.
pee because we didn't know
Your
any better.
actual country. We're just city
I was going to say,
Exactly.
mom and dad say, hey, just go use the bathroom, a.k.a. the tree over there.
Well, I assume that they just had an outhouse where he grew up.
Yeah,
Like an
yeah.
actual, that was the only bathroom,
yeah,
right? It was an
yeah,
outhouse?
no running water or electricity. Yeah.
Rode a cow to school.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you can obviously tell. But no, I guess I'm in the same boat as you guys as far as like, hey, we call it a penis because that's what it is, right? And so Liam, he, I don't know, it's probably 2, 3, 4 months ago, started playing with his during bath time because he's naked, so he sees it, and So he's like, yeah, Liam, that's your penis. And he's like, oh, penis, points at it. We're like, yeah. And he looks at Brody. He's like, Brody's penis. We're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks at me. He's like, Dada penis? I'm like, yep, I have one, buddy.
Yes, I have one.
Yes.
We're not pulling it out right now.
No, we are not. And then he looks at Allie and he goes, Mama penis?
That's really hard to describe and explain.
Right?
I bet that.
Yeah,
I bet that
that
would
really
be-
is.
Yeah.
Concept doesn't get. It's not there.
Yeah. So
we're all the same.
Yeah, we're all the same.
Yeah.
So we were just like, no, Mama doesn't have a penis. And he was like,
what do you mean?
oh. And just goes back to playing with toys. And
okay,
it's just like,
good,
okay,
good.
That's good.
So we left
It
it
will
at
come up
that.
again.
We left
Yeah,
it at that.
The
It will
longer
come up
we can
again.
avoid that
Yeah.
conversation, the better. Yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun topic. I think Allie is probably still embarrassed about that.
Allie gets embarrassed a lot.
She.
Poor girl.
I don't think I've ever seen her really get embarrassed until we had kids.
Sure.
And then it's like stuff that they do just really like gets to her because you have no control over it.
Of course
right?
not.
Yeah. They do their thing. They're going to say what they want to say. They're going to do what they want to do, and it is what it is.
Just have her remember that their time is coming to be embarrassed.
Oh, yeah,
right?
you will
So
get-
just have her
Ooh,
set that up.
I haven't thought about that yet. That's so true.
Yeah.
Well said, buddy.
I
well
am
said.
so excited to embarrass my kids because they have for sure embarrassed us.
I'm telling her that tonight.
Yeah.
And she'll look forward to that.
Yeah. See, and this is why we have this podcast.
Hey,
because
Dad- Dad
all
hack,
It's
right
all
there.
about,
Dad hack
it's all
right
about-
there.
It's all about supporting the bros, supporting the dads. Well, so what are some other things that she's embarrassed by?
Well, I on a previous episode, I told the story about when they were in Target and Liam saw the guy with the Chiefs shirt on. He
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like, go Chiefs! And the guy's like, yeah, dude. And she's just like, oh my gosh, I don't know this kid that I'm pushing around a cart.
She's an extrovert, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Allie's.
Why is that embarrassing?
Allie could talk to a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it would talk back.
That's why I have been so surprised
I'm
that that's
disappointed.
she's reacted.
But it's
to
fun.
that.
I think it's because it's like it's boy stuff,
Sure.
and not girl stuff. So I think that's why she
appreciate
just
that.
gets a little embarrassed about talking about it. And it's like it is what it is.
So you've told me that you both have kind of gotten embarrassed going out in public, like going to restaurants and stuff. Do you guys have any of that kind of stuff?
Oh,
Is that still a thing, I guess I should say?
We probably within the last 2 months we just started going back out to restaurants.
So how long had you guys been out? Because I just know this because I'm
So,
friends with you. But like,
yeah.
how long has it been since you guys have been to restaurants?
So we took advantage of when Liam's a baby, we'd go out to restaurants some.
Sure.
And then once. Right before Brody was born, so Liam was just about 2. We'd try to go to restaurants, but then he's like hitting that terrible 2 stage, right? So where he's, throwing the fits for no reason, and it never failed when we was in a restaurant, and he'd wait until we put our order in so that we couldn't leave, and then he'd start losing it. And sure enough, Allie would see like one of her clients' moms or something,
Of course,
or I'd see one of my
Inevitably.
clients or something, and we're like, oh my gosh. So we quit. Yeah, we quit going to restaurants for a good 8 or 9 months.
Oh wow.
Because of that. But also I know with you, you have 3 kids, so I don't know if you go to restaurants anymore.
We're really trying not to
You
take
try
our kids
not to?
anywhere.
So that's what
it's-
I was going to say.
it's
The
so
same
bad.
Thing. I was
I
gonna
mean,
say
it
the
just
same
is.
thing.
I mean, you have
It
them,
just
you
is.
have the ages all scattered out, so it's like 1 or 2 of them's probably okay, but then it's like one's
It
not
just
so
depends.
much.
Yeah.
Have you gotten embarrassed in any restaurants or anything like that?
Oh, I'm sure. I couldn't tell you one incident because we really try not to take all 3 of our kids to a restaurant because
Yeah.
that's a family of 5 in a booth for 4. It's just not going to end
That's
well.
an interesting point.
It's just not going to end well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. But not to really switch gears too much here, but we are approaching the holidays.
Yes, we are.
So I think everybody always talks about like, hey, we want to start this tradition for the holidays
Sure.
with my family, right? There's been
And you want to make your own little family. Like your mom, Liv's family has traditions. My
Right.
family has traditions, but you want to make them
right.
as
You
your
want to do
own
kind of your
family.
own thing.
Sure.
Accommodate your families as well if you can.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all have those thoughts, and then we try these traditions that we think are going to go so well in our heads, right? They don't always go so well, right? And so we're like, you know what? that might be a 1-year tradition, and then we're done with
we're
that.
done with that one. We're gonna try it, and we're gonna abandon it heartlessly.
Right. So, so Austin, have you guys like tried anything like with your family as far as like Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve, and it just didn't quite go so well?
Yeah,
or
it's
like
funny you
thought?
mentioned that. Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. So, it's a very interesting conversation.
Good. I like this response already. This makes me happy.
Good.
Please
This is
proceed.
good. Yeah. Okay. So last year we changed churches. We're going to a new church. It's been great. We go to Christmas Eve service, and that was great. Prior to it, Graham, our oldest, again saying, I don't feel good, Daddy. I don't feel good, Mommy. But they're not going into kids service or kids church or anything like that. They stick with us. We're like, we'll sit up on the balcony. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
sure.
We get to service. Graham sleeps through the entire thing. All right,
perfect.
This is
Right. Can't
this
beat
is
that.
fantastic.
Yeah, great.
Keep in mind we're a 2-kid family at this point.
Yeah.
This is last year.
That's 50% reduction in labor.
Basically. Yeah, I mean close. 30%.
Well, if you've only got 2 at the time, and one of them goes to sleep.
Oh well, yeah, correct. Yeah. I'm thinking. Yeah.
Man,
No,
Did I just win a math game?
we have
The
such a
guy who's
hard
not
time.
good at math.
Or I should
you're
take
good.
that back.
You're
Our
good.
guests have such a hard time with math
No,
on this
I
show.
was thinking that you were taking 1 kid out of the equation because I have 3 now.
But you said 2 at the time. So that's where I was going with.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Anyway,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, we're
sorry.
good. Okay,
We're getting
so back to the
sidetracked.
story.
That's on me. Sorry.
So we get through that, and service is like 5. Okay, so we go have, we get through service. He seems to be doing fine. So we're like, all right, I think we can go out.
Sure.
Let's go out to eat. And over by our house at the time, there was a Japanese style place where
Hibachi
it's
kind of place?
hibachi, but they don't cook in front of you. They cook it in the back.
Okay.
And they bring it to
Yeah.
you.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
they bring it to you. Okay, so we order, we get there, we're the only ones there.
Sick. It's my favorite kind of restaurant
We're
experience.
like, we thought this place was going to be packed.
I'm not embarrassed by
this
anything
was
when it's
this
by
was
myself.
incredible.
This
We were
reminds
like,
me of the Christmas story when they go out to dinner at the Chinese place.
Oh, yeah, and
and they're the
by
only ones
themselves.
there.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they bring out like the full goose or duck. Or
Yeah. Peking duck. That's exactly what that was. You're right. Yeah.
okay, so we order, we get our food, we're starting to eat. Graham goes, I don't feel very good. I think I'm going to throw up.
Oh, buddy.
Okay.
And so he's
all right,
what,
that's
3 at this point?
cool.
not
Yeah,
quite?
he's 3, almost 4.
Okay.
He's 3, almost 4. He turns 4 in January at that point. So I take him to the bathroom. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't like gag or anything like that. I'm okay. He says, I feel okay. Okay, so we take him back. He literally stands up, and on the bench seat has his body on it and is like trying to like sleep. Oh, okay. And then all of that, he's sleeping. He's basically
sure.
sleeping.
Like, as a parent, you're like, oh, this is great.
is
He's
great.
gonna
Yeah,
pass
go to bed,
out.
buddy. Go to bed,
He's
buddy.
just doing his thing. He's
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
there. Mom and Dad are enjoying a meal.
Yeah,
This is good.
absolutely.
This is great.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, stands up, gets in his seat, projectile vomits
Oh, shit.
everywhere.
Oh, no.
I mean, everywhere.
Poor kid.
All over the table, all over the floor, all over himself.
Did he get it on the food?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I was hoping you'd get to finish the meal.
for sure. I don't do well with vomit.
Oh, no.
That's not a thing that I do. I don't do that well. It's one of those things
Sure.
where
Sure.
if I see it, I'm probably going to throw up. I didn't.
Good
I
for you.
didn't.
Right.
Good
Good
news.
for you.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Fantastic. However, again, we're the only ones in the restaurant at this point.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, no kidding,
Yeah.
dude.
Emily
Blessings.
stands up, grabs Carter, our baby at that point, and says, "We're going to go to the car." Fantastic. I start cleaning up everything, and the servers start coming out. It's okay. It's okay. You can come back. You can come back anytime.
You're not kicked
Anytime.
out.
Here's the deal, lady. I am never coming back here.
I am mortified right now.
I am never. I'm going to wipe up as much as I can and never come back here again. Keep in mind, this is right around the corner from my house at that
Right.
point.
Yeah.
I'm never coming back here. So we are driving by. It's right across from Sam's.
Sure. Yeah.
We're driving by it.
Oh, I know the
not
place you're
even.
talking
about. Yeah.
Not even like a month ago. And Graham goes, "Mom, look, that's the place I threw up."
Oh, buddy.
That kid's memory is incredible. Incredible.
A year and a half later,
he's like, no, it's about a year.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, as a 4-year-old, you're going, dude, your memory is insane.
Perfect.
Yeah. I will never forget that, but apparently he won't either.
So it'll be burned into both of your brains,
That's what I was
but for
gonna say.
completely different reasons.
For totally different reasons.
It's a core memory for Graham, and he's forever going to hate Japanese food.
That's hilarious. That poor kid.
It's terrible. I mean, I think about Hinode. I'm like, I want to go to Hinode.
Right? Yeah.
I don't think I can go to Hinode with my kids because I don't want to see that again.
Right.
I mean,
Totally get it. Well,
bad.
That's so good. We also don't eat out a lot because I think that's just kind of par for the course when you have kids. Like
At this age.
And
yeah.
also, it's one of those deals where we don't want to fiddle with it. But the handful of times, we will try to go maybe if there's an outdoor space, because it's like if she throws stuff on the ground, it's not that big a deal. But there have been several instances where we've gone to like Hickory Hills for dinner or something, and inevitably by the end of the night, I'm crawling around under the table on my hands and knees trying to clean up all of the like French fry and burger remnants and whatever crap she was eating just tossed under the table. It's like, this is also embarrassing. I hope my ass crack's not out in the middle of this nice restaurant.
I hope it is.
It's like, God, I really. But other than that, I mean, she's normally pretty good, and particularly when Elsie was a little kid, we tried to do the whole,
She's still a little
get
kid,
out of
right?
the,
Yeah.
Well, what I mean to say is she couldn't
Little
move.
lure.
It goes back to that whole like he couldn't move thing. We tried to take advantage of that and go to a couple of places, and we could just leave her in the car seat and she would sleep through a meal, and it was the greatest thing. Yeah. But at this point, do you have anything where you guys like don't go to restaurant, or excuse me, any traditions or anything like that?
I kind of hit on it earlier that there for a while, when Liam would just start, losing his crap right after we put in our order. Mm-hmm. There was morning day in Nixa. I don't think we've been back since that incident there. That was pretty scarring. That was
for who?
For
Dad?
For me and Allie. Allie saw one of her clients' moms there.
Perfect.
While he was losing it. However, recently, it's been pretty good because it seems like on Sundays when we come back from church, we hit up Qdoba, right? Because that's the thing now. When you have kids, you're like, hey, where can I get my food quickly? Right?
Quick and easy.
So, Qdoba, Chipotle, somewhere like that, or drive-through, obviously. Yeah. So we hit up Qdoba every Sunday.
Nice.
Liam does awesome.
It's my favorite
Liam
spot.
does awesome now with Qdoba because you instantly get your food, so he can eat, and he's normally like pretty hungry at that point.
Do you not feed your children, or
no? Obviously, I mean Liam's 5 foot tall at 2.5 years old.
No kidding. That kid is not eating
Nice.
at all. Yeah. He's going to be dunking next year.
But so
for sure.
So Liam does great now. However, Brody, he's cool. He's the happiest little dude ever. So no fits there, which is great. But like you were describing with Elsie, the food goes everywhere.
Oh my God, I love her to death, but she's amazing.
We were literally sitting at Qdoba this Sunday. Liam eats all his food. Awesome. We're so pumped. Brody's a tank. That kid will eat anything you put in front of him. And so we got like a bowl, like a little kid's bowl with all this stuff. And there's obviously a lot of rice. Rice is probably not the best food for kids because it gets everywhere. So we're feeding Brody, and he's eating all his food and stuff. And then, because he's sitting in his high chair, and then we, he cleans his bowl out. Well, then we pick Brody up out of his high chair. Rice, beans, chicken.
Oh, of course, everything
all in the seat. And we're like, oh, well, that's okay. We can just wipe that back in the bowl, throw it away. Then we pull out the high chair. The whole floor is just like you can't even see the tile floor because there's like so much.
It's not carpeting; it's just rice.
Yeah, it's like, dude, did you get anything inside of you? Like, that's all I want.
A couple beans, Dad.
Right? So it's
That'll
like
be great
at that
for
point,
later.
you're like so embarrassed. You're like trying to clean it up, but at the same time, too, it's like you're not going to get all of it because it's everywhere.
No, inevitably.
We're just now getting back to venturing out.
So let's talk more about that. Are your kids clean eaters? Do you have strategies? Okay, so I do too, and so we're all just SOL.
Just everywhere.
So I mean, we eat most of our meals. When Liv and I were single, we ate most of our meals on the couch with the TV table, and we or not TV, excuse me, the coffee table, and we liked doing that. My mother was mortified. Oh my God, I can't believe you guys don't sit down at your table. Well, you have this nice kitchen table. Why don't you sit at it? Because we don't want to. We want to watch TV. Leave me alone.
We're grown adults. We can do what we want
as long as I can.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Mom?
And so now that we've got kids, though, it's inevitable that it makes way more sense for us to sit at the table, but still. I have to do like 25 minutes worth of deep cleaning every single night because it's like you're talking about. Elsie loves rice. And so she eats it by the handful where she, you load the hand up. And my favorite thing is to watch a little kid eat where they do this thing. And they falls. And they invert their hand into their own mouth where it's but she does it like 3 handfuls at a time. None of it gets in her mouth. And so I'm spending 25 no, it's not really 25 minutes, but I'm spending plenty of time every single night cleaning up whatever sauce we decided to put on whatever the protein was.
Right.
That got into the rice. I know.
Yeah.
But I can't help myself.
That's your own fault. I can't help you with that.
You can't fix stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate.
Thanks, guys. Love you too. It's really nice. No, it's just I'm a firm believer that a good meal requires sauce, and my kid is going to learn how to eat good. I know it's terrible. It's stupid. I know. I'm fully aware that it's done.
I understand the concept, but there's a difference between like a dollop of Daisy. Or here's a little drop that you're going to put on each bite.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right.
Well, and that's one of our Elsie's favorite things is you just get a big squirt of sour cream in the middle of whatever plate she's eating, and then she just goes in with a full handful.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I can't help you with that. That's your own
to the dome.
I introduced Liam to Chick-fil-A sauce because I was like, dude, because I was trying to get him to eat one day, so I was like, and he likes dipping stuff, and so I was like, hey, dip your fries in that Chick-fil-A sauce, right? And so he starts dipping his fries, and he's like, that's good.
That's good stuff, Dad.
Right. Well, then it backfired on me because we just skipped the fries and started dipping our finger in it, and then it's like all over his mouth, and then we get the slobber going, so then it drips down on his shirt or his chest. I'm like, I tried and it failed, and
it is what it is.
That's just being a parent.
Yeah, exactly.
You learn once.
Yeah, well, and I think,
and then sometimes you keep trying.
I'm just a glutton for punishment, I think is what it really comes down to. So I asked for advice because you've got, and it sounds like we've all got. I like that you call it body eater, full body
eating.
That's hilarious.
Full body eating.
So you've got 3 of them. You've referenced that you have, they're all 3 boys, and you have distinct, oldest, middle, youngest kids. Do any of the? I've got 1 kid. He's got 2.
Yeah.
Most of my friends only have 1 or 2. You are one of the. You're in the rarefied air of having 3 munchkins. Are the stereotypes true?
Yes.
Like oldest, middle, youngest. Does that stuff hold up for you?
True. Carter was born to be a middle child. Absolutely born to be a middle child.
Really?
Wants to make you laugh for anything. I mean, in awkward situations,
that makes me so
we'll come
happy.
up to you and just try and make you laugh.
So
it's amazing.
Is he
so good.
super?
So
As a
good.
middle child myself, it's amazing.
Oh, good.
It's
okay,
amazing to watch.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Carter. Is he super joyful, just happy all the time type
No,
personality?
not all the time.
Okay.
No, his emotions are high.
Okay.
In
either direction.
In either direction. I mean, it's very high.
Okay.
When he's mad, it's
right.
I mean, okay, it's cool. That's fine.
Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
Let's figure out why. Why are we upset?
Sure.
But when he is probably one of the funniest kids you'll ever meet. I mean, it just is naturally funny. If I've rubbed off anything, it's that.
Good.
As a kid, just being funny.
Yeah, just
And
have
that's
fun,
the
be
best.
funny. Yeah.
That is absolutely the best.
Nice.
But yeah, stereotypes. Oh yeah, no, they're true.
So does your oldest have anything that's
Type A.
super type A, super organized? Does he have the OCD thing?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes.
Because I know you are experiencing that at your house.
Yep. Liam's the exact same way. He's super particular.
Is he taking after Emily for that? Is Emily
No
OCD?
comment.
Got it. Okay.
No comment.
So I'll turn to you and just allow you to say all of that.
Yeah.
because
Emily's
that's what
very
he's-
OCD.
That's
Yeah.
what he's dealing with.
Yeah,
now.
Emily's very OCD.
Me too.
Yeah.
And
But he didn't know it until he had
That's
kids.
the thing. I knew.
That's
my-
unfortunate.
that's my
How
favorite
did you not know that?
You know, I guess I just looked over.
You like things a certain way.
I don't know, but it's funny. And then
Very
and
particular.
I was like,
very particular.
why is my child like this? And you know, Allie's like,
sometimes you have to look back at yourself.
Right, you do, and then your wife's like, you're the same way. You do the same thing. I'm like, dang it,
damn it,
I do.
Don't remind me of true things. I don't need to know that. Get that out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've only got the one kid, and so at least for me, I feel like all of that's kind of rolled into one.
Do you plan to have more kids though?
So that's the thing. Liv and I are still bouncing around the ideas on that. Like,
yeah. Because I do think, and just hear me out.
Sure.
I do think that kids do have an understanding of like, hey, there's going to be more, or hey, there's not, because there is that stereotype of that only child,
sure,
that privileged child,
sure.
Not to say that's bad, but they have different stereotypes, and they embrace those because they can.
Yeah. Well, and it also just makes sense that, you know, the environment that you're raised in, with if there's three of you or if there's one of you. And that's where Liv and I have talked about it. Liv had a tough pregnancy.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately for my wife, she married me, and my head is gigantic, and all of our children will inevitably have giant heads. And so the birthing process was not the easiest thing in the world.
Beard,
yeah. She will have great facial hair. Poor kid.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the bearded lady. Exactly.
Pays well, I'm sure.
It's great.
You get to ride around.
We'll make a carny out of Elsie sooner or later. We'll make a carny out of her one of these days.
Can't wait till she can watch this episode.
Oh God, I'm sorry, kiddo. I love you very much. I love you. No, it is one of those deals where I don't have that experience because we just have the one, but Liv and I don't know if we will go for round 2 or if we will just start with the one. At the beginning of this process, Liv said 4.
Oh my
3
goodness.
or 4, and I said 1. And I'm one of 2. You're one of 2. You're 3.
Yeah.
So I was 1, maybe 2.
Sure.
She was 3, maybe 4. And we had kind of, when we started having kids, we compromised.
Like you won.
Well, I think we were kind of forced into it, at least to some extent, in that the pregnancy was tough, and Elsie, I love the kid to death, but the first 13, 14 months of her life were pretty tough for us because she didn't sleep a wink. There was no flipping of schedules or sleep regressions. It was just 13 months worth of no fucking sleep. So we struggled with that. And
Did you ever talk to Derek about that?
No, because because his kids
his kids slept.
Right.
No, I'm fully aware.
No, I understand. I understand.
Don't be
And
jealous.
Did you struggle with that too?
Derek's stories about, oh yeah, my kids just
Yeah,
sleep.
you just put them to bed.
Hey, I hate you.
Yeah, exactly. Great. We love you too.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Well, and we were, frankly, too chicken shit to do heavy duty sleep training.
Sure.
And
But it's so worth it.
No,
Yeah.
and hindsight being 2020, we will, if there is another young baby, we will absolutely be way more strong-handed with the sleep training, because we immediately, I mean, it took us 2 nights for Elsie to sleep through the whole night when we started sleep training. 2 nights.
Brutal nights, I'm sure.
Well, the first night was an hour and a half of Elsie yelling at me nonstop. And then the second night was 15 minutes, and then she slept the whole night. And then it was, it just got progressively shorter to the point where it was 30 seconds and then she was out. And then that's been the last 4 or 5 months of my life, and it's been the greatest thing in the world because I don't have to fight sleep anymore.
Yeah.
But we struggled so much for those first 13 months that we are just still on the fence on that whole thing.
Do we want to do this again?
I mean, it's one of those deals where, not to say that we don't have it, not to say that it's easy now, because it's just a different kind of difficult, right? Every stage is not easy.
Has its own
just
difficulties.
a different kind of difficult.
You have no idea.
Yeah, and that's the kicker. Is that my kid can't even speak a full sentence yet. So she's not even speaking real English. It's just she says "dad," and I'm like, well, of course, whatever you want me to do. I love you so much. But I can't imagine when she says "dad, I hurt." Or anything like that. It's like I'm so screwed.
Yeah.
I'm so screwed.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. We have talked about it. At this point, we're not going to pull the trigger on another kid yet, but we're going to reevaluate here in another 6 months, and we'll see what we think. Because what's the split between you and your siblings? Drew, my brother is 2.5 years younger than me. And so we're still kind of in that threshold at this point. What's the split between you and your siblings?
So my brother is 6 years older than I am.
Okay.
and my sister is almost 7 years younger than I am.
Oh, those are big splits.
Oh my gosh.
Big splits. But my sister is also adopted.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
adopted
Okay.
her from Russia.
Sure.
But
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. So, but with that, I mean, we are all in very different stages.
Sure.
Yeah.
7-year split, 6-year
It was
split. That's
good
huge.
in the young ages, because though we had 3 siblings, we all had the single child stage, right?
Oh, yeah.
They were all
Sure, yeah.
when I was born, my brother was almost in kindergarten or
Sure.
in kindergarten. I can't remember. Obviously, I don't remember. I don't know. Beats that kind of me.
it was like 30 years ago.
I mean,
it's almost like
was
that was
30
forever
years
ago.
I have no idea. Beats me. But now I look at it. It took almost. It took 18, 19 years for my brother and I to be friends.
Interesting. Yeah,
It
that's
took-
tough.
It took a
That's
long
tough.
time. But I look at my boys. I look at Graham and I look at Carter. They're 19 months apart.
Yeah.
That's pretty dang close.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Right?
Yeah.
We had a plan. Like, that was the plan for that.
Right.
We
Yeah.
planned that. They're going to be best. I mean, they
Yep.
are
Right.
So
best
tight.
friends.
Good.
Yeah.
They are best
Good.
friends. It didn't take 18 or 19 years
Sure.
for them to become like friends and talking to each other.
Right.
So that was a long gap.
Mm-hmm.
It was perfect when I was a kid because I got all of the attention from my mom and dad
Sure.
for 6 years.
That makes
Right.
sense.
It was
Till
great
his sister came along.
until my sister came along.
Right.
Dang it!
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I love you. I love you. It was great, Chris. I love you. If you're watching, I don't think
Yeah.
you're gonna watch this.
No,
but yeah.
we're gonna get all.
Yeah,
of
we're
the
gonna send
family
it to you.
members.
No,
all
it's
the
good.
family members.
Yeah. But I mean, he turned into my best friend. I mean, my brother turned into my best friend.
That's cool.
But it took
I
a long
love to hear
time.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with me and my sister are just over 2 years apart.
Okay,
I guess.
so it's about the same with Drew and I.
Yeah. So there's that, but I'm glad you guys brought this up because currently me and Allie are in that stage of, hey, do we stick with 2? Do we go for one more?
Do you get off
Do
of
it.
man to
Just
man?
do
Do you
it.
go to zone?
Right.
Just do it.
yeah.
Zone is so good.
It's tough.
It's so hard.
It's really-
but it's so good.
It's really
just
tough
do it. Don't think.
because-
Just do it.
Our original agreement was, hey, if we have 2 kids, same sex, we'll definitely go for 3, right?
And now it's changed.
Now it's kind of changed a little bit to where it's like, okay, 2's manageable, like with one, if one of us is working, whatever. So it's like, do we really push the limits with 3? So we don't really know. And it's funny too because it's like Liam would have been the perfect only child.
Sure.
Like
I get that.
he's very much like, hey, I want your attention. Look at me. Come cuddle with me. Come play with me.
That's a firstborn.
Right?
Yeah.
Welcome
That's
to
how
it.
he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one of
Brody,
those.
if Brody was born first, like we would have had 10 other kids because he is like the most joyful, happy. He can go play by himself, entertain
Love it.
himself.
Yes.
He is good
I
to
love
go.
it.
And that's part of why like I'm a little bit worried because one, I'm like, well, if we're going to have a third, like my only motivation is if we have a girl, right? Because I want a girl for Allie because my wife.
Bad news. You can't pick.
Right. For those of you that don't know,
three
my,
boys.
my wife is very much a girly girl. She needs a girl.
Yeah.
But exactly what you just said.
Uh-huh.
You're not guaranteed.
Yeah, there's
a
no
girl.
guarantees.
Correct.
in life, baby.
So that scares me a little bit. The other thing is like Brody Bear is like just the sweetest, happiest, most joyful little dude ever. And the stigma of the middle child is, oh, they're the forgotten one.
Sure.
Right. And I don't want that for him.
I get that. I get
so
that.
I turned out all right. I mean,
you're okay.
In the middle, I turned out all right.
Turned out all right.
all right's pushing it.
I'm
but,
here. I'm on
you know-
Decent Dad podcast. I mean,
It's
come on.
just because
But-
we're just okay.
We're
But
just
yeah,
okay.
so I think Allie's like totally sold on the third child thing.
She is or is not?
She is.
Okay.
Because of like medical stuff, we have to wait till Brody's like a year and a half old anyway, so we don't have to make that decision yet. But yeah, I'm really struggling with it because of those 2 reasons. You're not guaranteed what sex
tough.
it is.
Sure.
And then 2, I love little Brody Bear to death, and I want to keep him top.
But
of
if you have a
mind.
boy, I'm going to tell you, and I don't mean to interrupt. If you have a boy, I'm telling you, 3 boys in a row, it's a wild ride, but it's so much fun.
oh,
I can
and
only
convenient,
It is.
right?
You have
Everything. You don't have to buy anything new.
Yeah.
We have every
Got it
season
all.
of
And-
every size.
But yeah, like you were saying, how your boys are, they're already developing that best friend relationship. That's exactly how Liam and Brody are already. They're such good friends. At this point, at 2.5 and not quite a year, and I can't wait to see how that relationship develops as they get older, how it strengthens as they get older. But again, 2, that third child, is that third child going to have that same relationship
Sure.
with the older two, or are they kind of going to be left out? You know,
It'll be different.
so that's another
Sure.
thing that like I struggle with, and I'm worried about. You know, and I'm probably just overthinking it, but you know, that's being a parent.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure overthinking is just being a
100%.
parent. Well,
Yeah.
I think that's just
Yeah.
kind of, especially for me, everything I do, I feel like I'm overthinking. So I
Yeah.
totally understand that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so I know we're getting pretty close to the end on time, so I would be so upset with myself, and frankly, our guests would be, or excuse me, our viewers would be pissed if we didn't include Dad Joke of the Week. I mean, it's become a favorite,
a staple.
well, and I was thinking about it, like y'all probably know this about me, but I'm a pretty big like wristwatch guy. Like I'm a big
Okay.
watch guy. Like
Yeah.
my first job when I was a kid.
I couldn't tell
whatever.
with the big old watch there.
Whatever. So my first job when I was like 14, 15 years old, I worked for Fossil Watches, and it has been a thing for me.
Yes, you did.
For my entire
Was that
life.
before or
Yes, you
after
did.
Hollister?
That was right before
Now,
Hollister. I wasn't old
was
enough.
it the big thick bands?
the
The
big,
leather?
the
That
big
was
leather
it.
straps.
That was
Yes.
the series.
I
Yeah,
still
okay.
have
All right,
one.
all
I still
right.
have one of those.
Yeah, good. I'm proud of you.
But yeah, so I'm a pretty big wristwatch guy, and so much so that I named my dogs Rolex and Omega.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I mean,
going
I
to be honest.
I just
I'm
thought
gonna
I
be
named
honest.
my dogs Rolex and
Yeah.
Omega. They're pretty good watchdogs.
You know what? That's actually pretty impressive. I'm pretty proud of you. Wow.
Huh?
Yeah.
You'll get a smirk,
that's
but that's all you're
impressive.
getting on
Dang
that
it!
one.
I thought that
Yeah.
one was pretty good.
No.
That's all
I
you're
am
getting on that
impressed. I don't know what Derek's talking about. I'm impressed.
I don't have dogs named Rolex and
No.
Omega.
one. Oh,
That's okay.
thank goodness. I was like, those poor dogs.
No, I've got Tina and Faye.
That's what I thought. I was like, were these like old dogs?
Tina and Faye?
Oh yeah.
Stop it.
So I got Faye first, named her after Fayetteville. Go Hogs. And then when we got the second
But
dog,
Tina Fey.
My father-in-law said, "Well, you got to call this one Tina, right?" And I was like, "Huh? Oh, Tina Fey.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. We watch 30 Rock all the time. So yeah,
She's
Tina
funny.
Fey.
She's
yeah.
funny.
So that's where that came from.
All right.
What do you
All
got? Let guess first.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
glad
fair.
Except
you
I
asked.
already went.
Because
Fair. I already
here's the
went,
deal.
Excuse me.
I actually brought a book.
Have you had that in your sweater the entire
I had
time?
this in my sweater the
He
entire
hid that
time.
the whole time.
The whole
Wow.
That's
I
hysterical.
really wanted to have this in my sleeve, but it was way too big. Come on. Come on.
It's been in here the whole time. I had no
That's
idea.
great.
I had
Come
no
on.
idea.
So we're just going to
Wait,
so happy.
are we just going to overlook the...
We're going to flip this
the-
to a
I wish I would have had it in my sleeve, but it's way too big. That was a dad joke in
Yeah.
itself.
Up your sleeve. Yeah, I get it.
I'm impressed with myself at that point.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
There you
so you
go.
didn't even mean to do that.
Yeah, even better. Perfect. I
I
love
didn't
it.
even mean to
I
do that.
love it. I love
All right, let's just go to a random page here, right?
Oh, I like that we're just pulling them out of the book.
Yeah.
This
Oh
is
yeah.
good. Go
Oh,
ahead.
for sure.
Yeah.
I have not prepped this at all.
Tell me more.
Yeah, there's
Other than
no
the-
bookmarks here.
Other than the fact that you
Was this
brought
an
the book.
Amazon find, or where did you find it?
Actually, I was at a friend's house for small group, and I said, "Hey, I need a really good dad joke." And my friend goes,
I got you.
"Hold on," and he calls his son, and he goes, "Hey, go get the dad joke book."
Oh,
And his son
my
goes
gosh.
to his room, runs up. He goes, "This is it. This is the one." His son had it.
Perfect.
He goes, "I got it for a present one time." And within a matter of hours, my son stole it from me and took it to his room. I'm like,
Perfect.
all right, this is good.
He's going
The
to be
perfect
he's gonna be a
protege.
great dad.
Yeah.
Perfect protege.
Yeah. Hey, did you hear about the rumor about butter?
No.
Nah, never mind. I shouldn't spread it. Come on. Come on.
That's a good one.
Did you hear about
Well
koala
done.
bears? Or koala bears aren't really bears?
What?
Yeah, they
not?
don't have the qualifications.
Oh my God.
Come on. I mean, really. Let's be
Yes.
real. If you don't have one of those, you
Hey,
got to get one.
Elias Hill.
Yeah.
It's a really nice book you got here, pal.
Money.
Well
my
done.
friend. Money.
Well done.
Money.
What do you got, DC?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I can't believe you had that in your
I
sweater.
know.
Follow that.
fact-
makes me
Go
so
ahead.
Well, just the fact that he hid that from us the whole time.
The
Like,
whole time.
That's the first
God,
time
it makes me
before.
so
Yeah.
happy.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this week, but we lost a '90s music icon this week.
I didn't see this.
Aaron
Who did we
Carter.
lose?
Aaron
Oh,
Carter.
you're right. Aaron Carter. You're right.
I Want Candy.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
That's right.
that was
That's
like
is that his only song?
the anthem
was it.
of a 9-year-old when you're. In
My
the
wife
90s,
was sad.
You know.
Was she?
Yeah.
She was.
Well,
So
all right. Well, then
so, yeah,
we
I
should
mean,
mourn him.
No, yeah, I mean, I was a big fan of him, like
Yeah.
when I was little and stuff. So I was like, digging into the, you know, this is what happened, blah blah blah,
Sure.
on the computer and whatnot. And so the computer starts, playing these songs. And I was like, well, that's weird. I didn't think I had my volume up or anything like that. And I'm like, what do you call a computer that sings?
Oh God, I have no idea. What do you call a computer that sings?
Adele.
Oh boy. Oh. That's a dad joke.
That's
right there.
tough. That is tough right there.
That's it.
God, well, we got to end it on that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've got to end it right there.
Ended on the best joke. I mean, I get it, guys.
Yeah.
That's really good. Well, man, we appreciate you being here.
Fellas, appreciate it.
We love
This is
having
good.
our friends on.
That's
We
fun.
love folks that like to tell stories, and it's pretty clear you know what you're doing. So we appreciate you coming on and lending your family's stories to us here. So. Folks watching out there on the internet or listening out there on the internet, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the social media stuff. Check us out on all the different channels. If you're listening, be sure to leave us a rate and review.
5 stars only.
5 stars everywhere you find
I concur.
it. Just go
I concur.
for them everywhere you find them.
Yeah.
And so without further ado, way to go, Decent Dad.
Appreciate
Great
it.
job, Decent Dad.
Appreciate
Nice
it, fellas.
work, Decent
This
Dad.
was good.
All right. Thanks
was
very
good.
much, y'all. We'll see you next time. Running.
Oh, got that one.
Girl.
Got
Come on now.
that one on camera.
Come on
Get it,
now.
girl.
Come
Time's
on.
a charm.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right. Take it away, DC.
But yeah. Okay. Well, I had to cough.
I wanted you to burp so
No,
bad.
no.
I thought it was a burp.
It wasn't even a burp. It was a cough.